In session here in my 4th period class. We are learning to graph quadratic functions. We're going to graph quadratic functions. And remember that the y-intercept, and what letter is the y-intercept always going to be for quadratic? C. Okay, now notice on this first one, where is the y-intercept?
The y-intercept is right there.
It's right here. That's -2. And what is the y-intercept? -2. Look here. We have a y-intercept of 4, and it occurs here at 4. And here the c value is -3, and so it's a -3. Okay, so that's just showing you what the different things that happen. Okay, write this problem down. Y equals 3x squared minus 6x plus 1. Do you know right now what the y-intercept is? It's 1. Okay, so we need to first find the axis of symmetry. The formula is -b over 2a. Okay, now what is a going to be? A is going to be 3. So a equals 3. B equals -6. So I plug those in, and I get a 1. You're right. -6 divided by 6. Now what do I do with that 1? Plug it back in to the y equals. See how I have x equals right here? I plug it back into the y equals this time. Okay, the axis of symmetry was x equals 1. We already said that. Okay, now I've got to find the vertex. I know that the x value is 1. I have to find the y value. In order to find the y value, I'm just going to plug in to this x squared right here. What am I going to put? 1. So y equals 3 times 1 squared minus 6 times 1 plus 1. So that's 3 times 1 squared. That's 3 minus 6 plus 1. What is that? -3 plus 1. I got -2. Okay, so the vertex should be 1, -2. Now I need to find the y-intercept. What was the y-intercept? What was c? 1. So c equals 1. So my y-intercept should be 1. Okay, now see how sometimes you can write 1 or you can write 0, 1? Whatever's convenient. Okay, now we need to find 2 more points on the same side of the axis of symmetry. So all I really have to do is take my value. What was the vertex? Help me. 1. So draw a graph. Label it 1, -2. Oh, man. So I need to continue graphing this, and I also know that the y-intercept is 1. So I'm going to go up here to 1 and put a dot. Now, since the axis of symmetry is right here down the middle, I can also know that symmetrical here is another dot. Now, I'm also supposed to have, at this point, now I need to have 5 dots in order to draw this graph. I need to pick some additional points so that I get the x and y values so I can have 2 more dots on my graph. Well, this is at 0, this is at 1, and this is at 2. So I think I'm going to try 3, the number 3, x equals 3, and plug it in and see what happens. So I'm going to say x equals 3. Well, I already know what y equals because they gave that to me at the beginning of the problem. So if I want to find out what 3 is, I can just take 3 and plug it in like so. So 3 squared is 9. 9 times 3 is, 27 minus 18 and plus 1. Well, 27 minus 18 is 9, plus 1 is 10. So the point 3, 10 is also a point on my graph. So I'm going to go out here to 3 and then go up to 10. Make sure you do this on your paper. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now I'm just kind of estimating. Now I could go in and plug in the point -1. But using my brilliance, I know that this has an axis of symmetry, which means that this is the same on both sides. So if 3 is a 10 and it's 2 units from my axis of symmetry, I also know that -1 is also going to be at the point, 10. So -1, 10. Now I connect my dots and I have all the information that I learned today in school. Now I'm just going to show you a pretty graph, because mine was not very nice, that shows the axis of symmetry, which was x equals 1. Okay, and then all of the points on the graph. This is a beautiful graph of what it should look like. Now I did not ask y'all to find this point out here because it was such a big number. We just used the points that we had, which was the y-intercept. We did the mirror image. We found the slope. And then we then we knew that 3 was 10, so we knew that -1 was 10. I just really want y'all to have 5 points. All right? Thank you very much. Okay, now we have example 2. I would like for you to pause this and let's go through piece by piece and see if you can do each piece by yourself. First, I want you to do is pause and find the axis of symmetry. The formula for axis of symmetry is -b over 2a. I know that a is 2 and b is 6. I know that c is 12, which is the y-intercept, but I really don't need that right now. So -b over 2a is going to be -6 over 2 times 2, which is -6 over 4, or -3 over 2. The way you write axis of symmetry is x equals -3 over 2, or you could put x equals -1.5. The next thing we're going to do is find the vertex. Please pause just a moment, and I would like for you to find the vertex. The way you find the vertex is you take the axis of symmetry, which was -1.5, and you have to find the y value. Well, here's what y is equal to, and I have to take the -1.5 and plug it in everywhere you see an x. Okay, -1 squared times 2 gives you -4.5. 6 times -1.5 is 9, plus 2. And when you take 9, subtract 4.5, and add 2, you get 2.5. So my vertex is -1.5, 2.5. Timeout. I just realized that this was a positive right here, because -1.5 squared is positive, times 2 is 4.5. This should have been my minus sign right here. That's a minus because 6 times -1.5, and that makes the 2.5 negative. So my vertex is -2.5. We've already commented on this, but now I need to find the y-intercept. The y-intercept is the c value, and so since c is 2, we know that the y-intercept is going to be 2. The next thing we need to do is find 2 more points. Now this says on the same side as the axis of symmetry, but we could just find 1 point because we already have the vertex, we have the y-intercept. That's going to give me 2 points, so I really just need 1 more point. I feel like I need to get a look at what the graph of this is going to look like. So I'm going to sketch a graph right here. All right, let's see here. I know that the vertex is at -1.5 and -2.5, which is here. That means there's an axis of symmetry going right down the middle. I know that the y-intercept is 2. That's here. So I also know that across the axis of symmetry is another point. All right, so it looks like I could plug in a 1 right here. That's going to give me what 1 is equal to. That will also give me a corresponding point on the other side. So let's plug in a 1. Whoops, I don't like that at all.